Okay, hi everybody, it's me, Bonkai922. Hello, there were technical difficulties with my web Wi-Fi before, but hey, it's fixed, no big deal. Anyway, it's Thursday. The Ancient Magus Bride Season 2. Episode 7, Slow and Sure. Now, this one... Okay, I'm going to say this right now. Right now. I don't think it's a blatant copy of it, but I feel like this episode was trying to tap into its inner Fate Stay Night. Heaven's Feel. Fate Stay Night. Now, it's not like, okay, I'm not, all right. This episode focuses on, drumroll please, Philomela. You know, the girl with the purple lavender hair. Looks like she hasn't slept in 2 weeks. It focuses on her. And we get to see in this episode her family. I'm getting major vibes of Sakura Matsu. What with her, specifically with her, I'm getting big time vibes. And the character we're introduced to is her grandmother. And I'm not saying she's joking. I'm not saying that. But she does give off a feel of like, yeah, can you tone down the creepiness a bit? Can you? Listen, lady, you don't happen to have bugs, do you? You know bugs? Do you? Oh, okay, good. Well, actually, we start the episode off with Rian, that R-I-A-N, see him climbing a tree with Philomela. And they apparently know each other. It's a whole big thing. They know each other, childhood friends. And we juxtapose from that scene to them climbing rock climbing? Apparently at the school you get PE, so hey, what are you gonna do? So anyway, they're climbing the wall face basically, and there's a scene with Philomela and Victoria. Now we find out in this episode, Victoria's the one who was able to get Philomela to go to the school. And it's pretty obvious. Philomela is petrified. Scared beyond scared witless of, well, her grandmother. Now, what ends on happening is, Victoria was saying to her, oh, you're getting close to that girl, she's saying. Well, then she said, you're getting close to her. And he's like, oh, is this an order? Basically, the story with her is that Victoria's family, which is that grandmother, and that family in together, own her. They tell her to do things and so on and so forth. And, when you see the scene when she goes to the house, yeah, she's treated like a piece of crap by that grandmother, who I now shall be calling a sea hag. But what's done happening basically after that, the rock climbing. We also see Elias. Sorry. He's invisible and watching Chisei doing the rock climbing. Dude, what's going on here? He did, by the way, he does that twice in this episode. Whoa. Stranger danger. But yeah, that happens, and he's talking to what's his face, Adolf, about it's kind of interesting. We kind of pick off in this episode where we left off from last week. Yeah, it's like sharing of certain, with Elias, he's saying, oh, she's showing facial expressions that she doesn't show with me. Are you jealous? And he's like, yes, I am. But I have to keep an eye on her and learn and stuff. And then we also have another scene in this episode with Alice shooting targets. This is after the creepy scene with the grandmother. And there's this gym teacher who is experiment gone wrong. He's like a blob. He had an experiment that gone wrong. He turned his whole body's like a gelatinous blob now. But there's a conversation they have between each other, and she's basically trying to be better. She's trying to be a bodyguard for Renfield. And Renfield confines himself with Adolf about it, and he says to Adolf that he doesn't want her to become like him, to become like his father. And that's basically where that whole conversation goes. Now, before we get into the rest, which is basically just camping, let's talk about this scene. So, Philomela goes back home because this bird shows up with red eyes, and she's scared shitless. She is scared out of her mind. So, it's a letter, and she's going to see her grandmother. Off the bat, there are these two guards. They're not human. There are these two guards that are in the castle house, and I'm just going to say right off the bat, they're not human. You don't see their face. They're cloaked with these hooded hoods, and you can't even see. They're like they might as well just be freaking monsters. Like you can't even discern if they're human or not. So she leaves, goes to see her grandmother. She gets egged on by these two bozos saying, "Oh, that's not her grandchild." Now, this thing shows up. I guess it's a familiar. And she's talking about Chise. And I'm like, it sounds to me like you want to kill her, the way the conversation went. But I don't think that's what she tells this familiar. She's like saying, do something about it because she's recognizes me. But then the familiar's telling her that mages and witches can fend off one another. They can recognize people by just their presence alone. And she says she's going to do something about it. Now, oh, God help us. Then we actually get to see the crypt. This woman's eyes are black, and the middle of it is blue. Zokin, anyone? Nah, listen, I came with the whole Zokin thing. But this woman's just definitely, this grandmother, that's grandmother of Philomea's, she's throwing major Zokin vibes. I'm like, damn, woman, can you tone it down? Please, tone it down. I know Zokin. Don't be Zokin. Not even Zokin. Well, actually, he does want to be Zokin. Anyway, moving on. She tells, she asks how she's doing, and she kind of roasts her about, oh, it's only because of Victoria that you're able to go to this college. So you should try everything in your power to do great. And when she lifts her head, the woman hits her with a cane. What the stupid. Anyway, she's treated poorly. She's treated like crap. And she says to go sit there. Her mouth's bleeding. I'm like, God damn. I don't need another Zokin here. Hopefully nobody comments on this video. I'm throwing Fate Stay Night names. And she sits on the chair. We don't see what happens after that scene, but the grandmother says that she's going to give her a gift or something. After that scene, we see that they're in the kitchen, doing some stuff. We see a scene where flowers are dying. I don't know what that means. And then we then see Elias is on the ceiling. He's invisible, and he's watching them. It's so weird. Then we get them on the scene of actually going camping, and everyone's getting their stuff ready. They're ready to go camp and whatnot. And then Chise is with Lucy, and they go off somewhere. And then we see some bushes rustling, and this large pink eye. Yeah, that doesn't mean anything. But that was the episode. Yeah. I had a feeling this Philomela character was going to be like this, based upon what my first impressions of her were. She's very timid. She's very jittery. Give this girl some NyQuil, please. Can someone give this girl a good night's sleep? She's got like 2 to 3 bags under her eyes. It's like she hasn't slept for 2 years. That's my first, real impression on that. But it's just, I can pretty much tell based on what I'm seeing here that Chise is definitely going to get involved here with her down the road. I mean, she has kind of been involved with her, but not to the extent that we've seen. But obviously something bad is happening, and next week we're going to have, because I saw the preview and it's crazy. Chise's arm transforms? Yeah, like transforms. I mean, she's got the curse of the dragon, so that has to do with something. But yeah, there's a lot of things going on in next week's episode. This beast shows up with the one eye. I'm like, Jesus Christ. So that's going to happen. But overall, as far as this episode was concerned, I found it to be, animation was great, obviously, but I just found it to be kind of disjointed. I mean, because we had the scene with Philomela, but then we got stuff with Alice, we got stuff with Renfield, Alice, Chise. It felt a little confusing to just jump back and forth. The jumping back and forth kind of, I don't want to say it ruined the mood, but it kind of did. But still, I thought it was a decent episode to set up what's coming, to an extent. But I'm not going to give it a 9. Probably 8.5 out of 10. This was good. It was good. Not great, because I thought we already discussed the Renfield thing and the Renfield and Alice and Chise and Alias. And I just find that we're going further in this episode. Really, the episode's not about them. It's about, but I thought it was decent. I thought it was good. 8.5 out of 10. Next week's going to be a fight, though. Can't wait to see that shit. Man, it's going to be good. Sure, her arm's going to transform and crap. It's going to be great. Got some good feedback on the Gundam discussion video. But yeah, this weekend, definitely look forward to those guys. Sunday is going to be the Gundam review. Can't wait to see how this shit goes down. Oh, man. But this has been Bonkai and I. I'll see you guys later. Please, if this grandmother has freaking worms, I will lose it. I'll see you guys later. Peace.